I would like to thank you for being here today. I am Assistant Chief Rick Alston, and I oversee the Investigative Bureau. We have some extraordinary sad news to share with our community about the death of a little girl who had just turned 4 years old earlier this month. Our investigation shows that her father left her unattended in a hot car. Our officers arrested Shyheim Deion Moore, age 30, on September the 25th on felony child abuse charges. And he is currently in the Gifford County Jail on a $250,000 bond. He brought his daughter to a local hospital on the evening of September the 24th. She was pronounced dead at the hospital that night. This is an ongoing investigation, which means there may be some of your questions that I can't speak to at this time. What I can be clear about is that no child should be left unattended in a vehicle. The temperature here was in the 80s that day. This little girl's death was absolutely preventable. And I'll say it again, her death was preventable. And that's heartbreaking. At this moment, I would just like to take the time to introduce Captain Larry Patterson. He's the captain over the Criminal Investigations Division, and also Lieutenant Dark, Cassandra Dark. She's the lieutenant over the Criminal Investigations Division, and Lieutenant Tommy Miller. He's the other lieutenant over the Criminal Investigations Division. And Captain Patterson is going to take a minute just to provide some safety tips.
Again, I'm Captain Larry Patterson, Criminal Investigation Division. Just have a few safety tips going forward as far as not leaving your kids locked in a parked car. If you have a child, you are the care person and personal responsibility to make sure that child is safe. The child's life is your priority. Here are some quick tips that are available on the CDC website. Never leave kids in a parked car. Even when it feels cool outside, cars can heat up to dangerous temperatures very quickly. Leaving a window open is not enough. Temperatures inside that car can rise 20 degrees within the first 10 minutes, even if a window is cracked. Children who are left unattended in parked cars are at the greatest risk of heat stroke and possibly death. To remind yourself that a child is in the rear seat of the car, keep a stuffed animal and have it with you in the front seat of the car. So when the child's buckled in, place a stuffed animal in the front seat with you, and that way when you get out, you remember that that child's in the back of the car. And when leaving your car, check to be sure everyone is out of the car. Do not overlook any children who have fallen asleep in the rear of the car.
At this moment, I'll open up the floor for any questions, but I just like to say again that this is currently under an active investigation, so there are going to be some things that I can't share, and there may be some things that I don't know. You know, I do have contact with the detectives, but I'm not briefed on every aspect of the case. So if I say I don't know, that's probably the reason.
Chief, do you know how long approximately the 4-year-old was left unattended for?
That's still under active investigation also.
And, for the child as well, when they were found in the condition they were made, when they were taken to the hospital, were they already pronounced dead when they were at the hospital, or were they still trying to recover the child?
They're still under active investigation too.
I understand. Anything else that you'd like to say? Of course, there were multiple child deaths this past summer because of heat stroke deaths, children being left in cars. For yourself, what do you have to say, knowing again that this death was preventable?
As I stated earlier, this was absolutely preventable. And Captain Patterson provided some great tips to remember, like never ever leave your child unattended in a vehicle. Anything could happen to that child. So that's one thing that we want to encourage the community, do not do that. We provided a lot of helpful tips because we want to educate. We don't want a situation to turn into something criminal where we're standing here talking about a criminal investigation.
Indeed, how did this indeed turn to a criminal investigation, would you say, in terms of the length of time it took to make an arrest?
Well, whenever you leave a child unattended in a car, you know, that results on some type of child neglect.
What was the father doing that required him to leave the child in the car?
That's still under active investigation.
Do you know exactly where this took place, that the child was left in the car, or what the father was possibly, you know, what area he was in when this happened?
And like I said, we're still early on in this investigation. You know, this happened last week. So there's some things that we don't want to provide as far as like the location and exactly what the father was doing.
You know what time it was? What time of day?
I think it was daytime now. I'm not sure, but I think it was daytime.
Do you know who discovered the girl in the car? Was it the father or was it a bystander?
From my understanding, it was the father that discovered this.
So this was accidental, not necessarily intentional, like he had to go to work for the day and left her in there. This was an accident?
It's still under investigation, but the preliminary investigation is showing us that this was accidental and not intentional.
When the father checked the daughter in, was it stated as to what he checked her in under? Heat exhaustion, anything like that?
That I don't know. I'm not sure the circumstances that he provided to Moses Cone when she was taken there.
Has the father said anything, about the situation?
That's still under investigation also.
And then do you know if there was another parent, and if so, where the other parent was?
I'm not aware of any other parent being involved that day, from my understanding.
Do you know where the dad was going? Or, I guess the car was parked there. Was he going to, from? I mean, do you know anything about that?
We do, but that's still under, to be perfectly honest, we do know, but that's still under investigation. It's something I can't disclose at this time.
Is there only one child in the car?
Yes.
Was that his only child?
Now that I'm not sure of.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.